Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Cheer Chatter Podcast. I'm Q,
I'm Isha.
I'm Kay.
and again, welcome. So this is our second episode for season two. Last episode we pretty much just kind of, updated everyone with what we were doing in the off season. We talked about what did we talk about? Because my memory off a little bit.
We talked about who we were looking forward to for the upcoming season.
We did.
We were kind of a little messy in that sharing information as well. And we talked
to Andrew. That's his name.
Yes,
we talked to Andrew about
coaching and the difference between
park and high school and what's this. Corey asked a good question about what's the disconnect in skill on the high school level. So we were kind of all over the place last week, which is okay because it was very good questions. It was good conversation, and I think a lot of people could learn from that. I liked the interaction last week. I really did.
I think that's kind of why we were all over the place, because it was everybody chiming in, which I absolutely
but it
love.
all blended in well.
Yeah,
it wasn't like it was. We was talking about this one, and then someone asked
a random question.
No,
it
was all related together,
yeah,
so to speak. But we love the interaction with you guys. We love you guys chiming in, and if you guys ever want to give us a topic to cover for the next episode, we're more than willing to cover those things, so to speak. But we also talked about coaching. So as far as egos and things of that sort, and why we can't get to where we want to be in the cheer world collectively together because of the separation. Although, it comes naturally with egos, so to speak. Everybody wants to be top team, but at some point pride has to be put aside for the betterment of the sport. So that's pretty much what we covered last week.
So last week,
glad your brain worked because I forgot about something.
Well, I was just say this. Last week's conversation was very deep.
Wait, hold on, pause, because I didn't get to do this before we started, and we can kick back on that. I feel so good being with my
It's been
great.
A while. Yes.
It's been a while.
I was yes. In person.
Physically seen Ish in person. It's been a very, very long time. So
I don't think we've recorded together for a while.
Since the last episode.
When we did our photo shoot. That's the last time we recorded together.
Correct. And so much has changed. So I will say, oh, I love my chichis.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was last minute. I was like, hey y'all, I think we'll come record. And everybody was like, okay, we'll do it.
Drop everything, let's do it.
Well, last week we definitely we had a conversation. We almost talked for 2 whole hours.
No,
really.
But it was good.
It was so very productive conversation where it wasn't a moment where it was like, okay, we tailored
there was no dead air.
There definitely was no dead air. It was a very, very productive conversation, and I definitely would want and hope that we continue to have those types of conversations as we progress and as we mature and grow in our podcast. Because a lot of people don't get it, a lot of people don't understand it, but cheer is life. Cheer is a sport that we all love, and is endearing for us, and that we really, really put a lot into it, not just as spectators and as fans, but just as students of the sport. Like we really are really deeply into the wonderful world of cheerleading. So with that being said, tonight what we are going to discuss is about tumbling versus non-tumbling. We all kind of on both sides of the conversation where we get it, and some we don't understand it. But what are y'all thoughts about tumbling and non-tumbling?
Well, we kind of tipped into it last week, but because we were so interactive with you guys, we didn't really get to go too deep into it. And Andrew told us his whole thing about why he was like, girl, I ain't gonna be tumbling. And I feel look, because I ain't gonna be tumbling either, not with these knees. But when it's when it comes to younger girls, because we've seen, because he made the point of big girls not being able to tumble, but we've seen some big girls tumble. We've seen some big girls tumble. So I don't think.
But my question is, was it something they actually wanted to do,
and something that they have done,
or is that something that was forced upon them because of who they're cheering for at that particular moment?
I think it was something that they learned and they just never lost as they, not being, don't take it negatively, but as they got bigger,
Correct.
It's just something that they never lost because they were still cheering.
And probably they were still, as far as they were still leveling up, and they were still practicing and putting that work in terms of them learning and the techniques and stuff like that when it comes to tumbling. But at the same time, you can already have it, but then when you get bigger,
correct,
things come into play where it becomes difficult, and you risk injuries, and you risk other things by you continuing to do it. And I will say you this, my issue for tumbling wasn't that I got bigger, I got longer.
Yeah,
I love a long tumbler though.
That's a whole lot of leg in there.
I love a long tumbler.
It takes them forever to come down.
But it was more so, it was like I started having severe back problems. Like when I say just doing a simple, stand back bend, when I say throwing them long legs over, it was like, woo, my back. And I mean, when I say it was at some point, it was like, okay, I gotta stop doing this. Because it became painful. So for me, my stance would be more so of, keep that non-tumbling, because you do have, particular teams who don't have tumblers, or if they do have tumblers, they don't have enough. Because for me, it's one or the other. If you're going to tumble. That means everybody on the mat needs to tumble. If you're not going to tumble, don't tumble.
But I've never looked that detailed into the tumbling, like rubric or anything, but everybody doesn't have to tumble to be in tumbling. So I'm going to give a numbers idea. So if you have 15 girls, I don't really like a 15 girl team, but I'm just going to say that.
And while you're talking, I'm going to look up the rules.
Okay. So if you have 15 girls and you got 10 girls that can tumble, I think that's enough. Because we see a lot in competitions where girls are tumbling and then you got a flag. And we mentioned the flag last week. Mm-hmm. Or, you might have a stunt going up in the back while you might have a basket shooting up over the tumbling. I don't think everybody doesn't have to tumble.
I think one part of the scoring sheet is a tumbling path.
Right. And there has to be a team tumble, but with that, I think it's majority. I don't think it's 100%.
Okay.
And and those that didn't listen last week who are listening today, my reasoning, my personal thought about it has nothing to do with me personally. But I would like to see non-tumbling done away with, because when you think about sports, you got park. When you think about anything, you have levels that's building up until the ultimate level. Obviously, the ultimate level of cheer would be to cheer for the U.S. team for the Olympics, now that we have cheer in the Olympics. But coming out of high school, your idea is supposed to be getting ready for college. We know that all cheerleaders are not going to cheer in college, just like all football players are not going to play football in college. But we still are preparing them to be able to do it, whether they're accepted or they choose to do it or not. We should be preparing them for that, because this is the stepping stone. I don't know a college team that doesn't have 100% tumblers. So I think we should be moving these girls or not just girls, I apologize, these cheerleaders in the direction of being able to at least compete to be on a college team.
So to piggyback off of what you're saying, because I get it, but what about the athletes who don't have a desire to cheer for college but want to cheer just high school only?
I'm talking about track.
So if I cheer with the mindset of preparing them for college, suppose I don't want to cheer for college. Should we really mix non-tumbling just to focus on the college aspect of it? If, like you said, if all kids don't desire to play those particular sports at a college level, and when do we have a happy medium for them?
We're not saying you can't cheer high school if you don't well, when I say that's not my thoughts. It's not you can't cheer high school if you don't tumble. It's we should be moving in the direction of tumbling only category instead of a non-tumbling category, because we're supposed to be moving in the direction of college. Just because you're not going don't mean that we're not leveling up.
So you think that
so when it comes to other sports, so for instance, I think cheer might be the one sport in the FHSAA that's taking all of these people to state. If you think about all the sports, any other sport, you have 2 people at state.
True.
Or with track, you have not 16. You might have 3 heats going into state.
Finals.
Not finals. Finals, you only got 8. But going to state, you have 3 heats, which is 8 times 3 is 24. So in each event, in each class, you have 24 people making it. A whole lot of people got left home. Like, it's not saying that the coaches didn't prepare them to go in the direction of making it, but they are still being prepared. They just weren't good enough at that time to make it. So I'm not saying that they can't cheer. I'm just saying when you're talking about high level of competitiveness in cheer,
I think that goes back to the conversation of where you mentioned last week when you were saying all the teams shouldn't be qualified to go. It should be a minimum of who goes and who doesn't go.
Agreed. I still, I see both sides in terms of where Isha's going as far as
correct.
The collegiate level, if that's what we are preparing our girls for, preparing cheerleaders for, is for them to possibly cheer on the collegiate level. I still feel as though that non-tumbling aspect, it gives them, those girls who still desire that competitiveness.
Correct.
They still have a place that they can do it at. Although they can't tumble, or they're probably not as, skilled tumblers as, a true tumbling team, I still enjoy non-tumbling. I still enjoy watching it. I think some of the best performances come from the non-tumbling team, because they can be a little bit more creative when it comes to the stunts and the dance and the cheering. All of that stuff is still entertaining. I enjoy the tumbling passes, but if you have a team of let's say 16 girls and only 10 of them are really tumbling, the other 6 are just bent down. It kind of takes the fun out of it. So, just
I get where you're going, because that's the direction in which I was.
And I see both sides.
Because where I'm at, I guess because I'm very sports heavy, I don't mind watching an NAIA football team.
I agree.
I also don't mind watching what's the XFL. It ain't the NFL. NAIA is not Power 5.
Yeah.
It's not a Georgia. It's not a Florida State. And some of those teams are extremely well. I don't mind watching that because I like the sport, but it's still not as competitive as the others, and they still have the same criteria and the same rules and regulations as the high level. It's just that they're not there yet. So I'm not saying that All-Star, you have novice, you have you have a breakdown in experience level, not necessarily rule changes. Does that make? And I don't even want to say rule changes, because it's not really a rule, but you have a breakdown in experience
in the terms of
level, but everybody is tumbling.
Mhm.
Like, I think the teams that are non-tumbling, I don't think that they're non-tumbling because they have to be. I think they're non-tumbling because they want to be.
Of course.
If that, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
And it ain't no dig at them. It's just when we gonna level up. Because in my honest opinion, in the state of Florida, when it comes to cheer,
Mhm.
we're behind.
So, Coral de Lamar.
First of all, hey, you said hey long time ago.
Right. So,
Hey.
he made the comment, there are plenty of colleges and universities whose teams are not 100% tumblers.
Which is true.
So I didn't know that.
I personally haven't seen it.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that.
can't say what I haven't seen. However, it's definitely, I mean, somebody saying that they
Yeah.
are, so it's definitely a possibility.
I still, I'm still,
I'm in the middle
in the
of
middle
it.
still.
Yeah.
I definitely see both sides of the conversation.
I think we need to build towards it, not just a drop off. Not
I get what you're
definitely
saying.
not.
I can see
Just
that.
start building towards it.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. I don't know. I think for me, being a mother of a young lady who tried to tumble,
Ooh.
but because
Child, my
of
experience
her
with tumbling was horrible.
her feet issues, it was
That was
hard
my
for
issue.
her, because she's completely
Flat-footed.
flat-footed, in which the spring and at some point it became extremely hard for her
Mhm.
to try to do it. Swollen feet, swollen ankles.
Mhm.
Even when you put the arch supporters in the shoe, it still was an extremely painful thing for her. So it's like she tried it, but because of those medical issues, she couldn't do it anymore. Like she couldn't try it anymore.
Yeah.
So that will, kind of where I'm going at with that, not just the
I
size
was
of the
thinking
girls,
about my
and
own
and on top of that, for me, yeah, you can learn how to tumble at any level, but if you don't get the foundation started when you're younger, it becomes harder when you are older because you got much more body. You still can be a little stick, but you got hips and you got butt. You got long legs.
Mhm.
You got a little weight gain. All this stuff, plays into tumbling. So,
That's what I'm saying. Build into it,
Mhm.
not just all right. This year we doing non-tumbling, and next year we're not. And I hate to sound like an asshole, but in other sports, like I'm a track coach. I'm deeply rooted in track. Flat feet are not really the best thing for runners.
Yeah.
We do the insoles and stuff like that, and it's hard for runners. Guess what? You can't run. Like it is not. I mean, I
get what you're doing.
Yeah, like it at the end of the day, it's a sport, and this is I'm not saying this to be cold hearted,
Right.
but at the end of the day, it's a sport, and when you're talking about levels in life, it is not designed. And I've said this before, and I was supposed to put it on the shirt and I didn't. Life is not designed for everybody to be winners. Sports is not designed for everybody to be winners. That's why you have first place, second place, third place, and pretty much.
Mention.
And if I'm quoting my good friend Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you last.
Yeah.
So, if you are not capable, whether it's medical or just plain physical in general, then this may not be the thing for you. And I don't, like I said, I don't want to sound cold-hearted, but if we're talking about advancement, not sitting stagnant, I think that's what the state is going to need to do at some point.
But there's other things for them to do in the routine. You got stunts, you got, the dance, you got the actual cheer. There's a place for them at all when it comes to the whole entire routine as a non-tumbler. I just think that, when it comes to it, cheerleading would be a little different only because of the fact that you do have that aspect of it. It's not like it's a participation trophy to be a non-tumbler, because if you are carrying your weight on your team, you carry your weight on your team. You don't have to be the best tumbler, or, you don't have to tumble. You're still carrying your weight for your team. So I definitely, I'm just doing more like, devil's
advocate
type conversation, because I definitely want the sport of cheerleading to progress in the great state of Florida.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just think that this will be more like that asterisk sport because it's such a it's different dynamic to it. It took a long time to get to this point. But I definitely would think that, they would make that adjustment to where it would become non-tumbling, become all tumbling. I just think that non-tumbling part of cheerleading is still important. It's still useful. It still can be creative. I think it's still something that still should happen. But I definitely agree with what you are saying.
I'm gonna take it a step further. So, thinking about the aspect of the competition developing, I'm thinking about football and the changes in which they made recently to football, as far as separating schools with urban versus suburban.
Metro.
That was North Florida being upset about not winning state championships.
That's
Let's
a
just be
participation
real.
trophy
That's
situation.
exactly what that is.
My question is,
That is
piggybacking off of that aspect, just thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think cheerleading will eventually go in that direction with the fact that some teams
It's kind of already there though,
yeah.
because when you do 1A, 2A, when you separate the 1A and 2A in cheer, think about the teams that are competing in 2A and the ones that are competing in 1A. Those are smaller schools, which are usually smaller,
but they're
rural areas.
Correct.
Not intentionally.
No.
But it's technically
what I mean by that is, although the area is small, there's still schools with smaller populations that will never get the type of cheer teams. Like, okay, for instance, I gotta think of a team that's really small. Oh, Jesus Lord. I can't even think right now. But let's say I'm gonna throw it out there. 2 teams, I don't even know what their school size is, but I'm just in comparison, just thinking. So suppose you got Weeki Wachee. I just like saying that.
I know.
So suppose Weeki Wachee was in a rural area, but had a smaller population, as opposed to West Nassau in the same rural area, but the more dominant high school in that particular area. So my question is, if the school, do you think eventually, because if the school population is small, that means they ain't got that many cheerleaders in that particular school to form a team. Do you think it will get to the point of where football is now with trying to ensure that those small schools with small cheer teams will eventually do as well as those big dominant schools in every particular area? Because although 1A is small, in a rural area, there are still dominant high schools with more of a population in it. So the cheerleaders usually go to where it ain't no different than when it's down here. Majority of the athletes go to where the sport is dominant. So my question is, do you think eventually they will get to that point? Well, although 1A and 2A are different, do you think they're going to go metro and urban?
It's going to be too hard because you talking about renting a facility for that and having multiple days. We already got
multiple days. They might do it like
doing different times. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's kind of already like that because you got small non-tumbling, small tumbling, small varsity, and then you have all of that. Cause I don't think that really would affect it at all. And not to mention in these rural areas, is more so where you have those all-star teams.
Like Central Florida and Northern Florida are huge with all-stars. So a lot of those girls who are competing on the all-star level with those high level of tumbling skills, they're in the Central Florida and North Florida area.
Correct.
So which is a disadvantage to South Florida because we don't have as many, all-star teams or dominant all-star teams where we're more black down this way. And Absolutely. You have to think about when it comes to tumbling and really, investing in, cheerleading, economics play a huge factor in that.
Absolutely.
Cheer
So,
economics play a major part in cheer.
Absolutely.
And in which we all say, hey, if your child is good at it, you should invest in them financially.
But if you ain't got it, you can't invest.
So it's that conversation to break up and say rural, metro, suburban, all that stuff, all that it's based off of economics. It's based off of, hey, Northern Florida is majority who.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little bit more because their cost of living is a lot different from South
Absolutely.
Florida, where cost of living is extremely high
and the pay is extremely low.
You know what I'm saying? And the demographics is a whole lot of Black people down here.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of us, can't afford to invest continuously into that particular realm of cheerleading. Tumbling is expensive when it comes to you actually joining a gym and consistently going, and you pay that monthly fee plus travel plus uniforms plus this and plus all these additional fees. I have a homegirl whose daughter who cheers All-Star as well as she cheers for the school, but she say her monthly tuition is like $1,200 for her to be part of the gym.
What?
$1,200
to do what?
That's her being part of the gym. The
What-
All-Star
what-
gym.
Oh, I about to say, well, what are we doing at the
It's
gym?
$1,200, and that's where she's learning.
That's rent.
Not no more, but no. I'm not.
She's talking about, no, she's not doing it.
I know. I'm just saying.
God bless me with a son for a reason. Cause no.
I know. I ain't doing it.
Well, I'm just saying, and for her, because her daughter is very into it, and her daughter is skilled, and her daughter is really good at it, she feels as though she's married and she can afford it.
No, absolutely. If I could afford it, I would.
Yeah, if I could afford it, I definitely would do it. But you have some.
And in all honesty, if I had a daughter and my daughter wanted to do that, I'd have been hitting the PPP up. I would have been doing the cash out. I would have might have shaked the little leg somewhere. I would have made it work. However, listen, she got parents. And her dad does very well at what he does.
G-Mom.
If it's $1,200, I shoot them $100 a month.
But again,
I go to competition.
I'm not doing this with you. No, ma'am.
So it's
terrible.
It's a lot more that plays into it.
Correct.
Again, so I just think that keeping that as an option, as well as on a competitive level, non-tumbling, it definitely can. I think it can still stand.
Mm-hmm.
Versus just kind of eventually doing away with it because of the evolution of cheerleading in Florida. So I see both sides of the coin.
But I remember there was a time we've all been a part of it. Well, you cheered on the part. No, you didn't cheer on the part. Right. I had to make sure because I didn't. But remember when we cheered. It was cheer dance and cheer dance stunt. Mm-hmm. And nobody thought we would go strictly into stunning.
Correct.
So
it's
an evolution.
It had teams that dominated in the cheer dance world, and you had teams that
it will happen.
Yeah.
I see it again. I see it happening.
But it's slowly transitioning because teams wanted to compete and dominate. And once they mastered one category, they want to shift over into another. Yeah. And I like it because it shows growth in where you're trying to go, which is where I think that's something that puzzles me about certain teams with complicity. When you're comfortable in a particular category, just to dominate that particular category.
Yeah. And when it comes to tumbling, again, don't have a team of 17 and only 10 people are tumbling and then the rest of 7 is ducking down. For me, if you're going to do it full out. Don't halfway do it.
People doing something because I get tired of them bending over.
I get tired of it too.
Yeah, my knees be hurting for them.
Yeah.
But they're now, because tumbling is not a dominant. Well, I won't say dominant. Let me recant that because it's not a popular and it's not a oversaturated area.
Mhm.
There are teams that run to the varsity category
Correct.
Because
to
they can
Dominate.
keep
Mhm.
themselves from having to go against those powerhouses. And with that being said,
My question is, okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go here with it. What do you think? And I think we all on the same page with this. What do you think are the top 5 most difficult categories to compete in?
Ooh.
That's where I'm going.
Ooh. And I really can't
large
say
non-tumbling,
uh-huh.
medium non-tumbling. I'm gonna say, are they extra large or large?
Who?
I'm gonna Bartow.
Bartow is large co-ed.
Right. That's difficult because there's nobody gonna beat them.
That's not difficult. That's
It is
a given. That's a
difficult.
given.
You're gonna come in second. Didn't I already
But
quote?
what I mean is,
Didn't I already quote
When I mean-
Talladega Nights? If you're not first, you're last.
first of all, what I mean by tough is, let me specify what I mean by tough, because that's not a tough category. That's a given to Bartow. Period. Point. And
It's
no,
tough as
like,
hell if
it's
I'm
tough.
not Bartow.
It's tough for those second, third, and fourth
no.
place teams.
What I mean by tough is,
They have a 92 and everybody else have a 73. So yes, it's
I see
tough
what
to
you're
get
saying.
second
What I'm
place.
saying-
What I'm saying is, every year it's a toss-up.
correct. So when I say tough, I mean, what categories are we forever biting our nails to figure out who is going to win?
It's not even a
Medium
top
and
five.
large non-tumbling,
Yeah.
definitely. Always. Medium and large non-tumbling.
Because we
all
have
the
been,
time.
for the past 3
That's 2.
years,
I really can't think of 5.
we have been absolutely shocked at some of these categories and the results. I'm gonna
Not
add
that-
another one.
I'm gonna
Small
say-
varsity is another one.
Yes.
Small varsity is
I didn't think
definitely
about that
another
one.
one.
I would skip medium varsity and go large varsity.
Absolutely.
I go 4.
And the reason why I say that is because when we talked last week about looking at a certain team, as far as we've seen teams that have dropped stunts and still won first place, as opposed to a team who has been crispy clean and dropped absolutely nothing.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, even large non-tumbling for 2A, I was a tad. I wouldn't say I was all the way shocked. It was maybe like a good 10 to 15%. I didn't know who was going to come in first.
Correct.
It was a very small percentage.
The
But
top
even
three,
when-
the top 3 teams were nail biting amongst the
But-
3.
Even when you got the results from like 5th place and up,
Mm-hmm.
the results that were read were still shocking.
Yeah.
Very.
I'm not gonna. I based it off of just past experiences, watching, spectating, where again you saw those teams that were boring, but they were clean, they were
Correct.
thorough, and they hit. Those were the teams that were winning.
Yeah.
Those teams that even had a slight bobble still was coming in second or third against those
No
teams.
matter how entertaining they were.
Correct.
But this year it was like a complete opposite.
Correct.
It was more so of it. It wasn't just for the large non-tumbling. It also was for the small and varsity categories as well,
Correct.
and medium. Because remember, with the medium non-tumbling, we kind of was like, oh,
Correct.
okay.
But honestly, for medium non-tumbling, it was like that 2 years in a row.
You're right. You're
Correct.
absolutely correct.
Because I was like, not that I didn't want the placement to be what it was, because
We can always want what we want.
right. But when
Absolutely.
I saw it, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations.
Yeah.
It just was shocking.
Very much so.
Yeah.
But that goes to the discussion of, is there a difference in judging every year?
Of course.
But I would say the consistency with judging from last year to this, well, not
year
this
before.
year, from 2020, it was 23.
This year.
So 22 and 23 competition, well, state competition, they were consistent.
Yeah.
The year before that, it was the years before that, totally
opposite.
different.
I
Absolutely.
definitely think the judging has on the state level. We ain't talking about regionals because we've talked about that
Yeah,
so many
we can
episodes.
throw that out there.
How we were like, wait, what? But on the state level, I do think the last two comp seasons, the state level judging was a little bit harder. I think they had to do a lot more digging into, pulling from a different, criteria of theirs. Because I do know each judge sees something totally different in the same routine. So
Right.
whereas, judge one is looking and may have missed this, another judge might have picked it up. They do discuss prior to them.
But not only that, you got you looking at mistakes. I'm looking at difficulty. You looking at time. It's different things that we may be sitting next to each other and we're judging on different things as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm finna push a narrative. Y'all know I like pushing narratives.
Of course.
UCA are the judges.
Mm-hmm.
UCA does the camps. Thing that and this is just me, my brain is functioning right now.
Mm-hmm.
In those camps, everything is about crowd pleasing,
Mm-hmm.
crowd engagement,
Mm-hmm.
feeding the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
When I say black, you say gold, those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're getting them to have our first places or those people who are coming in the top over somebody else
Mm-hmm.
compared to a drop or a bobble or anything else or cleanliness are the people that's more entertaining
Mm-hmm.
or engaged with the crowd.
It's not much as difficulty. Like difficulty is there, but I didn't see a lot of difficulty from the different teams that were in that on that competitive level. So when I was saying, when I'm thinking more of difficulty, I'm thinking more of them, not just them executing the stunt, but making that attempt to do it. So
that's something that they do as well. That
was something that transitioned as well.
State.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that definitely changed and transitioned as well. Remember where you got points for execution versus attempted. So therefore, now they really do. I haven't seen them count bobbles and falls. It's all about execution and whether or not they saved it.
But it was more so of keep it simple, stupid.
Just so you can execute.
So if you have to add an extra whatever in there to do the build up, add it. But if you've been following all year long, tag it out.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. The
But
same
that
thing
goes-
with the cheer. Remember the cheer wasn't getting scored a lot. Why? Because it was fucking boring. It was long. It wasn't entertaining.
Well,
But then if you just say orange, green, and white,
you get 5,000 points.
it's like, wait, this is boring, but it's catchy and it's quick and it's easy to catch on. It's easy to repeat.
And I hate
and
it
follow
so
along.
much.
Yeah,
Not saying that I like wordy cheers because I don't.
Mm-mm.
But I like catchy
But
words
I
and
don't-
cheers.
But I also don't like, hey fans, on this side, yell blue. Blue
Yeah.
starting out and then switching to let's go Tigers. But you ain't got no other words in there. It's just let's go Tigers. Orange, blue, let's go Tigers. And you're
A lot
doing
of
that
teams-
for what?
But
45 seconds?
a lot of teams.
Wait, how long gets the cheer? 45?
About 45 seconds.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams last year won with
Simple as cheers.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what it's going to, because we spoke to someone who said they went to a competition. The feedback on their score sheet said, it's too wordy, and they went to let's go Tigers, orange, blue, the entire cheer, and they started scoring very high.
So my question
Because
is,
it's easy for the crowd
It
to
was-
follow along.
Right.
Because we all been
Hold
there
on now,
where
'cause
you
you-
heard a cheer. You like, wait, what
What they said?
oh, now because it's been some cheers that's been real somewhat wordy. But
No, people
catchy
been
at the
going
same time.
to. It's been people going to competition doing hellos, and that we don't want to see.
Well,
Hello is halftime on the park.
I'm not doing this.
Shout out to American Heritage.
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Terrible.
That would
What
not
I
be
mean-
extracted from the record. Cause baby, when I saw that, I was like,
Oh, okay.
I was like the Willy Wonka, the me, the Jill. That's exactly what I was.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. No,
Your
ma'am.
homegirl too. Whole team the same colors what you got on.
Ooh, you so shady.
No, that's not
That
shade.
ain't shady. That's exactly
That's
what the
exactly
people
what
did.
it was. I was. But come on, Cookman, please get rid of Royce Reed. She got to go as your cheerleading coach. I stand on that.
And she is the Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University alum. And I need her gone from there too. Like she made them girls look real bad. But
She got
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Can't
sorry.
do it.
Get
I'm
back.
not doing this with y'all today. No,
Get back.
ma'am.
Get back.
since
I'm
we
a behave.
sidebar,
I'm a
happy
behave.
birthday to my son.
Yes! Happy birthday, nephew!
Happy birthday, big shit.
Even though he ain't watching.
And ain't gonna watch. But I hope when he go to his YouTube and see that I subscribe to his page.
Don't feel bad.
But
I
no, but you
did
know
the
what he
same
do,
thing.
right? He don't watch, he don't pay attention. But he always got something to say.
Always.
Always.
Always got
When I
something
told
to
him
say.
I was coming to record, he was talking about y'all always doing something. Yes, we are.
That's all right, because when I edit the clip, I'm going to edit that part and tag him in it. When
No,
we say
because
happy
what
birthday,
he'll do,
nephew.
he'll be sure he's talking about, what's up, cheer chatter?
Yes, that is him. That is
Like-
him.
Whatever. Not
That's all right. I'm going to edit that clip just for him and share it when we tell him happy birthday. Yes. I'm
Happy birthday, Najee Kelly.
Yes.
Big Jit,
But,
nephew.
okay. So, be that as it may.
So we gonna do our rankings now.
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it. Even though I'm kind of upset that no spectators.
We got to talk about that too. And I don't
Yeah,
know. If
why
this
do
is,
they keep
I don't
doing
know
that?
why. I don't know if this is a statewide thing or this is something that's happening in
Yeah.
Broward County. But we are
Because-
definitely going to
I
have a
wanna
chit chat
see.
with the AD for Broward County because we're trying to understand if we're in the middle of comp season, why are we having no spectator
But my
competition?
question is, how is it considered head to head with no spectators?
Listen,
Who
I
doing
don't
the
know.
crowd pleasing to understand who won?
I guess
and
the coaches.
I guess the other
Try to-
team.
Because that's
But if
You
I'm
can't-
dead, hey, don't shift them.
that what.
Because I don't want them to get more points than you.
That part. I'm petty.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so I just had to let that part out because I'm real mad. I was really ready to go. to
And
the
I'm
competition tomorrow.
here.
Yeah.
First of all, let's go into all the details of why I'm really pissed. Okay. So we were doing media day tomorrow. And they switched and put the head to head tomorrow.
That was
So
canceled from
media,
last week
right?
to this week.
And I made my flight on Tuesday because I was gonna pop up on my girls on Monday at media day. And then they made head to head on Monday. So I'm like, okay, well, at least I get to see them in their first, come.
Mhm.
And then they gonna tell us ain't no spectators.
Mhm. Straight like that.
I just have that question is, why
Who came up with that?
Yeah, and is this a statewide thing? Is this something that all districts and are doing in terms of no spectators called head to head? Is this something that the entire state is doing, or is this something that
But how
Broward
is that
County?
really considered?
Please let us know.
Head to head though, without spectators.
Well, I mean that's my whole thing. If I'm
There's
thinking
really
head to
no
head,
crowd
I'm
support.
thinking legit judges
Correct.
who are going to be doing real scoring and real
Crowd
feedback.
crowd pleasing, all that
All this
stuff
stuff
plays
is
a
being
role in
factor.
scoring them.
So why is it called head to head and you don't have it's not really going to be head to head because
To me, it sounds more like how we
Me
used to do
too.
on the park, where it's more like a
Showcase.
showcase.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Call it a showcase. Don't call it head to head. Call it
So when I
showcase.
say head to head,
I
I'm
want to see
what
it.
I'm thinking head to head. First of
You
all,
finna
I don't think any of these competitions should be called head to head. Because when I think head to head, I'm thinking stump shake. We looking
We're
at
not,
each other.
we're not doing this. We're
and
not going
we
this.
calling each other
It's
out.
not. No, ma'am. I knew she was gonna bring something shaky to it. I already knew it.
Stump and shake.
Right into each other's face. Like drum line. Beat on your drum.
Not doing this. No, ma'am. I already knew she was gonna draw something shaking in some way, shape, or form. It never
But
failed.
that's what head to head give me.
You know what? That should be the next topic for next week.
We did say
Different
that.
styles of cheer we despise, we like, and ask the viewers to chime in on their favorites and non-favorites.
That's this episode.
Put a
I
pin
got
on it.
y'all.
Put a pin in it.
We talking about all the different styles of cheer.
Now listen, don't be coming up in here biased with your because we know how you feel about Stumpy Shake.
I hate
I hate it too. With passion.
it. So I mean, we giving our opinion. Why I can't be biased?
Ma'am, we can't spend 30 minutes on how you hate
Shit,
it.
that's quick. I don't like
I
it.
can spend
In
an
the
hour
conversation.
plus on how
We
much I
know,
dislike.
we know y'all can. We know.
I don't.
But
like it.
Actually, my conversation doesn't take that long.
We're hoping that we have more interaction with our cheer chatterers.
So if you are watching,
please
comment. We will
spread the
definitely give you a
word.
shout out. Shout out to Andrew. We appreciate you for coming on back-to-back weeks for listening and
Cora
supporting us.
Del Mar, we appreciate
Wait,
you.
we
chiming
got
in
6
today.
people on here, and I only see one person in the comments. Hello, how are y'all?
Come on.
Terrible. But spread the word. We discussing favorite styles of cheer next week.
Or the week
Chime in 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm. So, let's go ahead and just go into what we here for. So we came up with an idea of us doing some rankings. We're only going to focus on Region 4 or the South Florida area right now. And then, you know,
With the hopes of spreading.
definitely with the plans, not say host, with the plans of including the other regions in our rankings. And so we were having a discussion on what the criteria would be with the rankings, whether we're going to do divisions or we're going to do an overall ranking. Maybe for divisions, we can probably say the top 2 for each division and then put that in our top, you know, whatever rankings. But I think this would definitely kind of, you know, do a little stirring, you know, because every week is going to be, you know, we might have a different, you know, ranking. You never know. So, and making it more, you know, I wouldn't say like a friendly, you know.
Yeah, a little friendly
Absolutely.
battle, like some friendly beef.
Yeah, you
Friendly
know.
beef, not real beef. Friendly beef.
Friendly, competitive beef.
I would love to see the teams chime in.
But
Yeah.
my thing is, like, I really,
How many rivers you gonna put in?
because I need them to know how much I really feel like this. I want the other regions to like send us their video. We will not put anything out
No.
that y'all don't want us to put
But
out
we would
because
love
to
we
see
our
understand how it is to kind of keep your competition under wraps. But we want to see it so we can include y'all in our rankings and in our topics and stuff like that. Remember, we're from South Florida, so we've seen these teams since the first competition, since South Florida was included in the sport.
Right.
So we're not being biased to South Florida, but we have not
That's
crossed over to the other regions. We just see them at state. We would like to see the other regions before state so we can include them, because some of our rankings are not going to be based off of the state performance. It's going to be based off of what
Because
we've seen
never
throughout the time.
We've never seen the progression
Right.
to state. We only see them at state. So we don't get to see their progression as like how we see Region 4, the progress in which we see these teams make from start to finish. And so we would love to see how. I always wondered why the regional competitions are never streamed.
So, ooh, I like that.
FHSAA stream
Because
live
if
stream regions
It's because you have the National Florida High School.
that we use for everything
Yeah.
else.
Correct. So it's never used for cheer. And even if you're not doing mini comps, that's fine. But regionals, I think, is something that should.
I think they should. I think, and if I don't know,
But
if
the
every-
regionals for track is live stream.
I think
And there are
all
more.
regionals, regardless of what sport,
Correct.
should be live streamed
because
they do the
semifinals
same
and all that
thing with
stuff.
basketball.
Yeah.
When it gets to the different
The
regionals,
Final Four.
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's streamed. So FHSAA.
Oh, Ernest said they are live stream. Well, you need to
You
start
need to
sending us
start
the
sending
link.
us
Are you
information.
serious? Terrible. It's what you are.
Yeah, we talking to you.
Wow.
You been holding
So
back.
now we know and we can watch.
But leading up to regionals, we still invite
We
you
would love to see
send us your routines. If you want to be included in our top, rankings for that particular week, if you want to be included, send us the videos and we will make sure that those videos are kept with Cheer Chatter Podcast. We will not share them with no other
Absolutely
programs,
not.
no coaches, no cheerleaders. It will stay with us. And if you want to be included in that ranking for the following week, send us the video. Cheerchatter23@gmail.com. Cheerchatter23@gmail.com.
Spread the word.
Or you could just DM us on any social media platforms, and
Absolutely.
we'll be able to tell you how to get into us if that needs to be done.
Absolutely.
So
All right.
now that we don't talk about that, what's the first division we're gonna talk about for Region 4?
Okay, so I want to do it this way. Can we do tumbling first or
Sure.
varsity first?
Sure.
Because the more competition in South Florida or in Region 4 is in non-tumbling. So I want to, make the people sweat a little bit.
So you want to do all the small, medium, and large varsity first?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to break it down into tumbling and non-tumbling. That's the only rankings that we're going to do this week is tumbling and non-tumbling. Of course, we have not seen any of the teams perform. We haven't seen any routines as of this cheer season. So our rankings is based off of last year's routines and everything like that. And of course, as we start to see more and more teams decide they want to send us their videos to be included in the rankings, of course that would change. But right now it's based off of last cheer season regional and state performances. So so the teams that we saw for Region 4 for small varsity, we have Park Vista, Jupiter, Palm Beach Central. So do we want to base off those who made it to state or all teams?
I think it makes sense to do the ones that made it to state because we always talk about the level of competitiveness.
Okay.
If you're going to be ranked, you had to make it to state.
Okay. Well, so for varsity we have and I don't know, Commissioner might want to write all these teams down.
That's all right. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah, just do it in your notes on your phone.
Not a problem, because I still got notes from last year. Judge your mama.
All right.
I still got my notes too.
So we have Park Vista.
What category?
This is small varsity.
Well, small varsity, but this is all tumbling. These are all varsity.
Mm-hmm. They did a little switcheroo.
They did, because I don't
remember they weren't varsity.
Park Vista. Who else?
Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't they green and gold?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Y'all know I remember uniforms. I don't never remember team names.
Palm Beach Central. Bonita Springs.
Bonita.
That sounds like somebody's auntie name.
It does.
Bonita
And
Springs.
West Boca Raton.
They moved down to small?
They tumbling.
They were medium
Yeah.
at one point in time. Yeah.
So medium varsity, we have Western, Lourdes, Miami.
Western and tumbling?
Yeah, they've always been varsity.
I'm thinking large. Go ahead.
Treasure Coast.
Wait, hold on. Go back. Western.
Lourdes, Miami.
Lady
Lord.
Lady of the Lord.
Yeah, you did that. I'm done. Go ahead.
Get loud for the Lord. That's what it was.
That was my thing. Yeah. Lord. Shout out to Lourdes. We have Treasure Coast. That's in PSL, Port St. Lucie.
How convenient.
And that was all medium.
Okay, so wait, it was only 3 teams?
Yeah.
And then for large varsity, we only have St. Brendan.
St. Brendan.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
See, these rankings are easier to do. That's why I wanted to get them out of the way first. Hello.
So, based off
Is
of
it St. Brendan in Miami?
Yes. That's the ones with the fresh uniforms, with the sweaters,
sweater
the old
and
school
the
look.
old school look.
Definitely an old school vibe.
And I love it.
All right, so
It was only 1 team?
Yeah, that's
that's
the
the
one.
one.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go to state.
That's terrible.
You got state. on the website.
With the S?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Somebody need to be fired
Immediately.
All right. So let's see. Out of those teams who made it to state, okay. I don't know. Okay, so Park Vista last year placed 4th in state. Did I say Jupiter?
Yes.
Yes, Jupiter placed 7th.
7th place.
Yes, 7th.
I was in finals.
This is our final
That's
scores.
rude.
I did 10.
What Bonita do?
Hold on.
Bonita.
They may be 1A.
What she got?
Western got 4th place last year, and Lourdes got 6th.
And Treasure Coast ain't even.
Hold on.
Get loud. Oh Lord. They should have had some Kirk Franklin as their music.
I'm not doing this with you today.
When I think about the goodness, he makes me wanna stomp. Oh yeah. Listen, I need me a private school cheerleading
No, you do
team.
not need a private school cheerleading because them whole babies. You know who? Okay, so you know who I missed seeing this year, but I would have loved to see them. I have to give a shout out to the Florida School of the Deaf and
We
Blind.
didn't get to see them last year.
I absolutely heart that school. I would love to see them this year.
St. Brendan made 2nd place in state in finals.
In all honesty, we can do them all together. Because it ain't that many of them.
It really ain't.
We could do all the varsities together.
Okay.
I mean, that means we could do all the.
No, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what we was doing
You
anyway.
ain't
Oh
well.
yeah, y'all know I'm a little slow.
Non-tumbling gonna be hard.
Oh well.
So you are
You
watching.
couldn't even pick your top. You couldn't even last week. You couldn't even pick your.
So let's do
top
varsity
category.
really quick. All right.
right.
So we have how many teams? And remember, this is only region 4. This is only region 4, the South area. We only have 8. So we're gonna do a top 5 or
We said top 5.
all right. So we're doing our top 5. So I'm gonna leave it up to y'all.
What? No, ma'am. We not doing that.
No,
ma'am.
I mean, I'm gonna chime in as well.
No, ma'am.
I'm for the start on the non-tumbling.
No, ma'am.
aspect.
No,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
start doing that.
No,
now.
ma'am. You trying to get out of this?
No,
ma'am.
I'm gonna chime in.
No, ain't no chiming in.
Okay. All right.
So I'm looking at it. You got one team that got 2nd, 2 teams that got 4th, a 6th, and a 7th.
Which really puzzles me
Why?
because so 4 of these teams have always placed in top 3.
Yeah. No.
Excuse me.
3. No, 4. You're
4.
right. St. Brendan, Western, Park Vista, and Jupiter usually
Place
place
in
well.
top 3. Mm-hmm.
Hey, New Year.
And that's what puzzles me.
Now, if I were to do mine alone, St. Brendan would definitely be my number 1.
Okay.
I would have to go with Western as my number 2. And the reason being, I saw their routine at state. I was not expecting them to get 4th.
But that goes that was what we were talking about, like the changes in which we've seen, because that category in itself was another one that was
so
quite
Winter Park
interesting.
won that category, which I agreed with. Or was it Winter Park then Haggerty? Or was it Haggerty then? It was Winter Park then Haggerty.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that impressed with Haggerty this year. So who got 3rd in that category? I'm trying to think.
I wasn't, honestly speaking, I wasn't impressed with Winter Park either.
But I felt like Winter Park won that. But I didn't see Western as 4. I didn't see them winning, but I didn't see them as 4. That's why they would have to be number 2 for me. Since Park Vista, I think when they changed their cheer. I want to say
Absolutely.
they also changed coaches in there somewhere. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think they did. They
had a
haven't
different
been
cheer
the
for the past 2
level
years.
of competitiveness as they were before to me. So I would definitely make them my 3. Um, Jupiter would be my 5 because I really don't remember them. Nothing's standing out to me about Jupiter. And then Lord, I vividly remember that team, not just because they were Get Loud for Lords, but they were exciting to me. I felt like they was extra large, but it wasn't them. It was Doral that was extra large. But yeah. So my ranking, and we're gonna do a cheer chatter ranking, but my ranking to kind of give y'all a basis to come off of: St. Brennan number 1, Western number 2, Park Vista number 3, Lord 4, and Jupiter 5.
So that's kind of tough out of the 8 teams because majority of these teams do well statewide. All of these teams have made it to finals for the past few years. So, top 5. That will be a little tough for me.
So
To
then
pick.
I will go with number 5 for me. Okay, I'm gonna start with number 1. I'm gonna go with St. Brendan.
That's a given.
They're consistently good.
Very
Number
much so.
2, I'm going Western. 3, I'm gonna go Park Vista. 4, I'm gonna go Lourdes, and then 5, I'm gonna do Jupiter.
Oh, same as mine.
Was there ever any question?
So would you change anything from what we said?
Actually, who did you say was number 5 for you?
Jupiter.
I'm gonna change my 5
to
West Boca. Last year I wasn't impressed with them, but the years before that I was. But I think they changed coaches this past year.
They changed. I don't know if they changed this year as well, but they changed 2 years ago.
Okay, so West Boca was one of my one of the teams I did like. So they would be my 5. The other 4 would be the same, but my 5th one would be West Boca.
So, for purposes of cheer chatter, our cheer chatter with consensus would mean we gotta go with Jupiter as
Correct.
5.
Absolutely.
So, Record Lady, put that so we can post it for our rankings after the show.
Top 5.
All right. Did you get this? Oh, no.
I'm almost done. Because it's
And it's only the people that went to state, right?
only that went to state.
Okay.
Terrible.
There's gonna be some trouble.
So because there's so many teams, so y'all want to extend this to probably like top 8?
We can do a top 10. I'm cool
So
with
do a
that.
top 10?
We can do a top 10.
Oh, my Lord.
We can do a top 10.
All right. So with
She
non-tumbling,
not ready.
we're gonna do 10 for non-tumbling, because we have 11 teams, and that features of small, medium, large, and extra large.
Some of the
non-tumbling.
smalls you could have kept off because they shouldn't have came anyway.
I'm not doing this with you, ma'am.
It was 12,000 of
I'm
them.
not doing it. No, ma'am. Let the people be great.
I already told y'all last week I don't care nothing about them people being great. Shira in the comments again instead of being online talking about y'all ain't get my
logging
ranking.
in late.
Right.
Where you at?
Where's your login?
That part. Talk about y'all ain't
Forget
get my
your rankings. Log in,
That
ma'am.
part. Hello. Come on with the come on. Come on with the come on.
Woo. Okay, so oh no, I can't with y'all right now.
I should be chiming in.
Talking about I'm on my way home, girl. You said a little late.
It's all the way late.
We about supposed to be off.
Terrible.
Cora, what you looking at?
Park Vista was what? Park Vista was what? 3 or 4?
Park Vista was 3.
Hey, Corey.
Bye,
Corey
Corey.
always put his eyes up. Like, is them eyes messy? Or is them eyes I see you?
Or is them eyes supposed to be because you were supposed to do your interview a long time ago?
Ooh. Ooh. Come on now.
He talking about the eyes because he checking in.
Terrible.
Don't be putting no eyes to say hey. Cause them eyes can be real deceiving.
Very, very, very.
All right. I got one more to do.
Ooh. See, y'all talking about 10. That's gonna be tough.
That is not gonna be tough. It's gonna be harder to do a top 5 with all them.
Top 10 gonna be just as hard because medium and large are already tough categories as is. All that talent.
Somebody ain't gonna make it.
Don't do that.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. And if we see videos from this week and they push them up, then they'll get in there. But
Not they'll get in there.
yeah, but today,
Today's the day.
it's gonna be some people left off. It ain't designed for everybody to
I
win.
ain't doing this with you.
I'm gonna need them not to autocorrect me. I did not say Lay. I said LaSalle.
That's her team.
Yeah, them my crowns up with the Royals.
Girl, never mind. That's inappropriate for Chit Show. Where I was going. I thought about the Royals when somebody was talking about Crown Royal. I was like,
Drink
whoa.
responsibly.
I was like, wait, I'm not supposed to be. Oh, how did I? Never mind, not doing it. Good Lord, that's a whole. Good Jesus. Okay.
I just gotta do one more. These are.
There's more?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already did 2. I'm doing 1 day.
We got to go there?
No, because she's putting the places that they got in state as well to help us kind of make our rankings.
Lord, take me down.
It is. Did I miss that or something? Come on.
I woke up like this. I woke up like this.
Y'all bear with us. We coming.
What?
Stupid.
Wait, I'm kind of confused on something. Cause I'm like,
Okay, so I will ask this question while we're trying to kill time.
Okay.
Are we
that's why.
excited
Oh.
about a change
No.
in venue?
Are we happy about the
Change of venue and
change?
location of state this year.
Oh, yeah.
Where is it again?
It's at Lakeland.
It's in Lakeland
Lakeland.
this year.
It's at the same place that the basketball game's at?
Yep.
I like that.
So is
I
that-
don't like
I've
it for
never-
lodging purposes.
Yeah, I didn't.
But I like it for
so
quick
what
ride.
Isn't the setup? They have another area.
It's the same. It's going to be the similar setup as Gainesville. Remember, that's their basketball
right?
arena
But
as well.
remember that is a little different because they have the upper area. They don't have a. You know how
sit down area that we normally sit down.
You-
Oh,
UF
it's not
doesn't have-
higher levels.
it's not higher levels. They have the court down in the bottom, and then all the seats are at top.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a little different.
Oh well. It's It's a quicker drive. I like it being in Lakeland.
Yeah.
And for seating
Orlando
purpose,
is
it's
ever
not gonna
an
be.
option.
Where would you have it at? UCF? Wild World of Sports too expensive.
Yeah, we ain't going there. UCF is always an option.
We'll be
They
there the week
have-
after for nationals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's do these. So it's 11 teams.
50,
So we're gonna start with non-tumbling. We're gonna start with small. We got Miramar, Key West, Coral Springs,
Jesus, take
Archbishop McCarty, Dwyer, South Broward. Medium is Douglas, West Broward, Matter Academy, Cooper City, Suncoast,
I don't like y'all.
Flanagan, South Plantation, and Blanche Ely.
Flanagan is medium.
Yeah. Large, we have Piper, Olympic Heights, Corglade,
I quit.
Dillard, St. Thomas Aquinas, Keysgate, Pompano Beach, Goldman,
Barbara
Goldman,
I'm still waiting on what you call it them because they give me life.
Chaminade Madonna, and extra large non-tumbling, we have Wellington, Miami, Carroll City, Monsignor Pace, Immaculate LaSalle, Cardinal Gibbons, Plantation, Hialeah Gardens, and Board H. Anderson.
Okay, for my brain purposes, everybody that don't have a number next to it, delete them.
You're terrible.
If they don't have a number next to them, that means they did not make it to finals at state. So that eliminates a lot of teams. Remember, we're doing a ranking. We're doing top 10. So we gotta break it down in a way where we can come to the top 10 a lot easier. So if they don't have a number next to their name, meaning they did not make it to finals, delete them. We don't even need to look at them. They're not going to be in the ranking.
I just want y'all to know my brain was hurting after the first 5 teams was red.
No, when she got to that, what was that, extra large, the last one you did? That's when I kind of got a little, ooh, I forgot about them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you talking about the top 10.
It'd be a top 10, oh well.
This going to be tough.
Just think about it.
No, don't do that. No, I don't want to think about it.
ESPN do a top 100 of athletes for each graduating class for football. You know how many kids play football?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody ain't gonna make it.
You always talking about somebody ain't gonna make it.
It ain't designed for everybody to make it. Everybody ain't gonna win.
Lord.
Hell. I felt like my baby was top DN in the country in his class.
He is in our book. And that's all that matters.
Even looking at it, but with all the rankings, he was like number DN wise, he was like top 10. I'm cool with that. He made the number.
He number 1 in our book.
He made the number.
So after removing those particular
How many
teams out of the
teams
way
did you
that don't
remove?
have a whole lot.
A whole lot. That's
So
yeah,
now we're
us.
stuck with only 2
She
for
say
small.
stuck with.
I'm sorry, that's not nice to say.
That was not.
So now we are working with 2 for small non-tumbling, 4 for medium non-tumbling,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 for large non-tumbling, and 3 for extra large non-tumbling.
So
And
we have
My brain hurt.
3. That's what that was 5.
Mhm.
So that's 8, 10. We're down to 14. So only 4 of these teams gonna be left out. See how easy I made it.
Yeah, that did make it easy.
Who
And
gonna
those
be these
particular
4
teams were Miramar, Key West, Douglas, West Broward, Matter Academy, Suncoast, Piper, Olympic Heights,
Suncoast, take them off.
Corglade, Dillard, Keysgate, Wellington, Miami, Carroll City, and Immaculate LaSalle.
Well, we know who each top 1 is.
Because I wasn't impressed with them this year.
We know. You made that very known.
All right, so my number 1.
Oh,
My number 1 is Miramar.
Okay.
I cannot say. Matter of fact, the entire season I have not seen them bobble. When I say they hit every single time I saw them, their energy was never dull. They my number 1. I can't deviate from that. Let's see. Number 2. Oh. Well, Look like too small. Yeah. Oh no. My number 2, and I might get some kickback from this, but that's okay. I've always been able to fight my own battles. My number 2 is West Broward. I have to go with West Broward for my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 is the Dilla High School.
I gotta put the. Okay.
I ain't gonna be biased with my rankings, but when I say Dilla, I'm gonna say it with emphasis, okay?
The.
My number 4, even though it does not match with the state placement, my number 4 is Miami Carroll City. All right, so let's see. Come on.
Come on.
All right, now I gotta find some other people now. now this way the headache coming in.
Mm-hmm. Working on your rankings.
My head hurt. Jesus,
The last one here is wait, no. Okay, everything there. Yeah. Cool. They ain't gonna make it. Hell. Now I just gotta put them in order because I know who ain't gonna make it. Them, and them. And probably them.
Mm-hmm.
What? Them. I ain't like them. So I know who ain't gonna make it. Now I just gotta put who gonna make it in order.
And it's pretty cool. We got number 1 state champion in each one division for Region 4.
Yeah, shout out to all the state champions in Region 4
in
all categories. Miramar in small, West Broward in medium, Dillard in large, and Immaculate LaSalle in extra large. So yeah. You know what? No, I'm not even gonna do that because I ain't ready for them to go there either. I ain't gonna say it till I get to them. I ain't ready for them to go there.
Lord.
All right, so let's see who I'm gonna make my 5. Wellington. Wellington is my 5.
We missed them last year.
Wellington is my 5. Now y'all can deviate from this as much as y'all want to, and we can come to a consensus, but that's my 5.
We're doing top 5, right?
We're doing top 10.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go with LaSalle at 6, and the reason why I'm going with LaSalle at 6, they got to get their life together. I wasn't happy with them last year. I was not. Now after that, I'm gonna go with Douglas, and the reason why I'm going with Douglas as my 7 is because Douglas is boring. They are.
No, we not laughing at you.
Oh, what we laughing at?
I'll let you see a little bit.
I'll let you see it a little bit. Go ahead. You will, trust me.
I need you to concentrate on doing this first.
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
Oh, I got all I'm gonna get out of there. Oh, I forgot about them, but they not gonna change nothing. I'm gonna go with these my last 3. I'm gonna go with Olympic Heights. I'm gonna just put OP because I don't feel like typing out that.
Oh, H, you mean?
Oh shit! Well, y'all know what OP is. Olympic.
Oh no. OP
you down with OPP?
Yeah, it is. My coach for that.
Then I am not doing this.
I'm gonna go with Piper. Pop. Poor Piper.
Piper.
Doodle Brown. And then I'm gonna go with Cora Glades. And the reason why I
haven't
went,
been impressed with Cora Glades lately.
That's why they're very safe. They're very safe.
They have been in the past few years.
They have been, and I don't like that. But they made it on my top 10. They're number 10 for me. All right, here you go. Enjoy.
I hate you.
Okay, so now I'll do mine.
That was so random.
Oh Jesus. Mine is almost the same.
Like y'all fail to understand. My brain really hurt right now. We're trying to figure this out. This is so unfair. Now, to make to go with the consensus to make my brain hurt less. Are we?
I'm changing. Mine is a little different at the bottom. I'm putting.
Are we going based on what we've seen over the years, or?
I'm only going off of last year.
Okay, because I kind of make this easier for myself because this is a tough one with these people.
And the reason why I'm only going off of last year is I'm sitting back like we just having a regular conversation like we ain't know these people podcast. I'm talking about these people like it ain't nothing.
Stupid.
I'm only saying last year because now we're going into this year. But even if we go off over the years,
so
wouldn't much change.
Somebody chimed in and said it should go off of score.
Mm.
Then they said something else, but I'm gonna leave that part out.
But we're not going off of the state
They say you should go off
in
of state
itself. We're not only going off state. We just eliminated people that didn't make it to state.
Don't make me.
Well, let me do mine. So
Jesus.
my top 10
Okay.
for non-tumbling, I have pretty much the same as Ish, but my bottom is a little different. So I have Miramar number 1, West Broward number 2, the Dillon High School, home of the Mighty Panthers, at number 3, Miami Carroll City 4, number 5 I have Wellington, 6 I have LaSalle, 7 I have Piper, 8 Olympic Heights, 9 Coral Glades, and 10 Douglas.
I can agree with that though.
I don't like y'all. Cause y'all be the same, mine be a little different.
But mine's
No,
the same.
hers is different.
Like my bottom 5 is
cancel.
Oh, yeah. My bottom 5 is a little different.
Okay. Pause. Oh, we doing region 4. Oh, never mind. Because it was the team I was thinking about. All right.
Focus.
All right.
And again, this is based off of what we've seen throughout the entire season up until regionals and state. So, we saw a lot of our Broward County / Dade County team. Well, it's a little bit more than just that one.
It's Palm Beach. It's Palm Beach
as
all
well.
the way to Dade County.
Key West. So our rankings are
right.
based on
the
that.
comps.
Yeah, the comps.
As the pink people would say, the countries.
Do you ranking, girl? Focus.
My brain hurt.
Oh, we dropping down viewers. We taking too long.
That or they don't like our rankings.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Okay, so
look at both our lists and you go off of that.
Because honestly, the people we didn't add shouldn't be there.
It's not that.
We were in a consensus of who not to put on the list at all.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why this is a little tough for me, because although Miramar have been clean the entire season last year, I think with them they are safe.
It's 8 people on the mat.
I don't think they safe though.
Do that.
But I have to disagree. I don't think they're safe. Because they be doing a lot of difficult
They
stuff.
definitely push the button. They definitely push.
What I mean by that is,
You think they minimize their team to stay in small?
Ugh.
I can agree with that.
that's safe to me. Reason being, I would love to see what they would look like with more.
But this
So the narrative push, and I'm stirring the pot. Miramar, y'all running from that heat?
The reason why I say it's always too stunning.
But remember, this their first state championship.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I thought it's their first state championship.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's their first. And I'm gonna go double check.
Please.
I don't think it's
I really
their
don't
first.
remember.
I think it's their first state championship.
You
Get
are
in.
not about that. So, okay.
Oh Lord. Oh Jesus.
Okay.
You was gonna make me have to think again?
No, I'm gonna figure this out.
So,
It ain't rocket science.
it's
Sure,
not,
fine.
but to me, I'm thinking about what I saw last year.
Girl, we down to 5.
Okay, so if I
So
have
technically, we really could have done the top 5.
Could I really do 5 instead of 10?
We can break it down to 5.
Okay.
Because our 5 is the same.
So if I have to go
Yeah,
top
it's their first state
5,
championship.
one would be West Broward.
Oh, okay.
2 would be, when I think about growth and what I've seen. 2 would have to be Dillard.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to be Dillard High School, not trying to be biased. 3 would be Miramar. 4 would be Wellington, and 5 would be Carroll City for me.
Interesting. So who ain't there?
She said West Broward.
Mm-hmm. Dillard. Miramar. Wellington. And then Miramar. I mean, my Carroll City. Carroll City, CC.
Put them C's up, whoosh. Put them C's up, whoosh. Crisscross, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeet.
So yeah, that's you stupid. That's where I'm gonna go.
Okay. So we gotta break this list down, Spoon.
But I would love to see. I would love to see Miramar branch out though.
I would too.
Stir the pot. Because
Stir that
and the
pot.
reason why I say that is because
Jump in that thigh.
Miramar, I hope you ain't running from that heat.
but
Oh,
Me
Amber
too.
said me too. Hey, Corey.
but that's what I'm saying because it's always been 2 stunts for them. It's
But I have never, in the time that I've seen Miramar, I'm gonna say, in the past,
They've definitely grown a lot from.
they've
the
grown a lot,
they have.
and I think this is growth from the coach as well. Because
Mhm.
remember, she took a year off and went college,
Mm-hmm.
and she came back, and that's mine. Don't be trying to drink my water.
I went for the drink and I
Oh,
for the movement.
movement.
Gee. Whoa.
Let us pray.
I need my little bit. My
So-
throat be dry. But when she came back is where you saw the program kind of sprout.
Correct.
So I wonder if she grew, which helped her team grow,
Mm-hmm.
which I would like to see that from other coaches if that's exactly what happened, or she just ended up with more talented cheerleaders than she had before. I don't know, but I would like to see her do more than
I would love.
10 girls.
Yes, and that's my point. Like
Because I think she can do it. I really think she can
Absolutely.
do it.
I love to see when teams branch out and come out of their comfort zone, so to speak. So that goes back to the conversation we had about complacency.
So you want to keep your top 5?
Yeah, my top 5 staying the same.
Mm-hmm.
Complacency is definitely a thing.
Well, we doing majority?
It's gonna be 2-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same people, so I
Mhm.
don't. The only one changed is this dropped to 3,
Mm-hmm.
and those 2 flip flop.
So let's put it. Throw it up there.
Terrible.
I can see where you're ranking at.
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because your Miramar being 3 is pretty much what you're saying. She's not being safe with her stunting, but being safe with her category.
Correct.
Which is why I ranked Coral Glade so low, is because they're being safe with their routine.
Correct.
To stay relevant in their category.
They fluctuated.
Right. They've
been going back and forth.
They've been in the heat, but they've been safe to
the routine has
stay
been
in the heat, where their routine is difficult, but they were running from that 5.
Correct.
Honestly, I don't mind moving my ranking to Miramar's 3 for that reason. But the Wellington Carol City, I can't budge on. I can't budge on Wellington and Carol City.
I said that because we didn't see Wellington last year. We left.
But we saw them at regionals.
I didn't. But I thought about their consistency. They've always been a top team,
but that's
over the years.
And that's why I have ranked them as 5, because they're consistent. They're
4.
I mean,
oh no, you rate them at 5.
I rate them at 5 because they're always in the number, but you forget about them.
Yeah.
True. But at the same time,
I see where you're coming from. Carol City is pretty much fairly new.
Correct.
And they haven't really
they haven't made a name for themselves in that.
But
aspect.
that's why I ranked them 4 over Wellington, because in 2 seasons, really 3, because remember when Corey was there, in 3 seasons they went from nothing to everything.
Yeah.
True enough, but at the same time,
and even in that one season, remember that first mini comp where Coach had them in the mini comp, and that girl with that blonde hair, she was up there acting like she didn't want to stunt, and do it again.
But at the same time, although they placed last year, the demeanor after the fact,
the place was different. Remember now,
correct. But there was no ownership in that either. Yes, you made a growth in that particular state, but when you came to state, you had it was more or so like a chip on your shoulder because of your placement. And then when you didn't get that same placement, it was more so.
So they had to be humble.
Bingo. But that's why my ranking is what it is, because they still have growing to do.
Okay. I can understand.
I understand that. I still like them over Wellington.
And it's,
but Lakeland will always beat them out in difficulty.
True enough.
Yeah.
But that's where I'm going with it. Although
shout out to Lakeland. Lakeland is beast, man. I went to the football state championship with my boyfriend last year. And granted, I am a football head. I'm doing this. I watched them the entire game because they cheered and sideline. They're not that great. Well, I ain't gonna say they're not that great. They're not maybe that entertaining.
Not sideline.
But they started throwing up them stunts, and I was.
But that's something that Lakeland has always been great at.
They cheer. Honestly, on the sideline, they cheer like a college team.
But remember, it's always been Dillard, Lakeland, and Lake Brantley.
But remember, Lakeland
won. What was it, 2 years ago? Or was it last year?
It was the last. No, shoot, was it 27?
Amber said West Broward loves Lakeland.
Lakeland outbeat Dillard, and they were literally clean.
Lakeland won in 2021.
That's okay. So it was 2 years ago.
They did medium non-tumbling. They moved down.
But weren't we in the same category that year?
No, we was always large.
We was large.
We went medium 1 year.
Lakeland went extra large in 2020.
Listen, Lakeland done been all across the board. One thing you can't say about Lakeland is they ain't running from that fight. They done
2021, they was large. There was medium non-tumbling. 2020, they was extra large non-tumbling. 2019, there was large non-tumbling. 2018, Lakeland.
Whatever numbers they got on the mat, that's where they going.
Well, 2018, Dillard won. 2017, Dillard won, and Lakeland was second place in 2018 in large non-tumbling. No,
They
I'm
ain't
sorry,
winning.
in medium non-tumbling, they made second place.
Yeah.
So shout out to Lakeland. Lakeland has
They
won
ain't
it.
running from
Pretty
that
much
five.
they don't want it
Every category.
every
Yeah.
non-tumbling category they have. So shout out to Lakeland because y'all definitely a very consistent program. A
And
consistent
they don't
program.
run. They've been all over the
They
place.
gonna put that 5.
Yeah. On the side,
I
I
wanna
know
be-
that you're like a college team, and I kind of like that.
Okay.
I would love to see them sideline.
I went to state because state was at Lockhart.
Okay.
I went and saw them.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be there again?
No, it's at fam.
It's at Tallahassee.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, fam.
I'm
I'll
trying to
be
figure
there
out.
weekend.
I'm trying to figure out where they finna house all these people that's going to state.
That's
Well,
what I was
I'll be up
saying.
there because my stepson is graduating.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be up there that
Oh,
weekend.
hold up. Where is he was supposed to stay?
Listen, we already got a
Where they gonna Paul?
Where they gonna perform?
Listen, I don't know. Not the football state.
Where?
And
It's at
fam.
Oh,
The stadium big
That-
enough for the game,
It
but
ain't that big.
parking no for the game. Fam Stadium is big enough to house that game. Fam has more seating than Lockhart
That's terrible.
because Fam actually makes.
Phones ain't gonna work.
They might be a little better with that. I'll let y'all know in 2 weeks.
Cause it
'Cause
ain't
you
work
don't-
yesterday.
Huh?
It ain't work yesterday.
Oh, it was too many people.
You know them people shout there.
So
So how are we gonna do this? So we all are we're gonna move.
We're moving Miramar to 3.
Okay.
I can't. Oh God, I can't. That's why I'm over here dying laughing because I just keep. Is you dead? Is you dead? No, I can't. Oh,
Okay,
Jesus.
so
Okay.
number one we're going with
Oh, I gotta pick a leg.
number one we're going with who? West Broward.
Absolutely.
Second
West who? You put a V in the end. That's not the people name.
West Londale Lake.
Terrible.
Dilla for second.
V.
B.
I don't claim that
4 we
60
said.
portion.
Yeah.
4 we said Paris the Wellington.
Amber says she loved that West Broward is number 1. Okay, girl, we coming for you though. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
We would love to know who are you representing because it looks
She represented West Broward.
No,
See what
but
she said right here?
West Broward.
She
love
said love
Lakeland.
Wellington, but Lakeland has always been
beat them
out difficult.
Uh-huh.
And she said West Broward loves Lakeland.
Mhm.
She was West
We
Broward.
love you too. Okay, got it.
a
Got it.
Because I heard this a little somebody floating
little
around.
sprinkle.
Okay, so
of
Amber, can you
information.
clarify some things for us,
I've
please?
been there for 7 years.
Okay, so which one are you?
What
I'm trying to see her
category?
picture.
What category
Is she the little? Are
West
you the little
Broward?
short one? They got a really little short one, like
Terrible.
short. I want to say blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What?
Okay, I had a question.
Oh,
So we really want to know if you want to sprinkle a little tea for our
for the
dear
birdies.
panelists. What category will West Broward be entering this upcoming season?
Skinny girl is Danielle.
Oh, that's the little one. Oh, my bad. Tell Danielle I said, hey.
Hey, Danielle. We would love to know what category y'all going into for the season.
What's the dude name with the haircut?
What's the thing called? A bullet.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Y'all, you will
She said,
see.
"Oh,
Hey, Corey, we know you here, girl. I'm
Bye,
talking about girl. I'm sorry, boy. I didn't call everybody girl. I'm
Boy,
sorry.
boy, bye."
Carlos.
Hey,
Carlos.
Carlos, listen, Carlos is very entertaining,
Listen,
okay?
Carlos be giving cheer energy, and he give it to everybody.
Yes.
He gives so
When
much
I
to
see him, he is definitely cheering on everybody.
Mhm.
He's the typical what I love on the mat with a guy. He is a true male cheerleader.
Mhm.
It's the masculine energy, but he is like over the top masculine energy,
Mhm.
and I love it. So shout out to Carlos. That's my guy.
That's our friend. That's our new friend.
Oh, so yes. All right. So final rankings.
She talking about they don't know me. Yeah, I put it together that you were with West Broward, but
I need to clarify.
I don't know who you are. I remember the little shorty because little people they're easy to spot.
I'm not doing this.
But everybody else is like you got Corey, which is a standout, and I also know Corey outside of high school cheer. I actually met Corey on the park, and then you got Carlos, and then it's like the rest of y'all.
So the next time we both are short. Okay, Amber.
Okay, so we
need to make sure big girl and skinny girl. Okay, so the next time we are in the same area, please come to us so we gonna come to y'all, come to where you all standing, so that we can officially meet you, Amber. Because I see the faces, I just don't know names.
We're horrible with names.
We're hard.
Oh, it's a thick one and then it's a skinny one.
Okay.
All right. So when we see you,
we gonna know which one. We just gonna walk up to you and be like, "Hey, Amber girl, we cheer for Amber." We know that. We got a picture with y'all with Dillon High School. So, and we definitely cheer for everyone.
Absolutely.
Let's just put that out there really quick. We cheer for all teams because we love all things cheer. So we definitely cheer for all teams. But if you suck, you suck. But if we definitely cheer everyone on. We definitely would love to see the elevation and just the growth in South Florida cheer because we got some bangers. I mean, it's obvious because in all non-tumbling categories, we swept the thing. Everyone thinks West Broward is mean though.
Everybody think that about Dillon too. So we here together.
We get it, and we love y'all. We love Dillon. We love all the teams and everything. We support all teams. We just like to see good competition, friendly, good, healthy competition is what we like to see. So
I told y'all all day I was stirring the pot. I want some mess to get started, but friendly mess, not mess where we gotta block each other.
Corey, you are not super nice. Cut that out,
Corey. I know you for real.
Stop flagging.
Stop flagging. Corey is a sweetheart, though. I love
Cheers, Corey. All right, so let's go back. We're going to go ahead and just touch on it. We're going to post our rankings. And again, this is just our personal opinions. I would say professional because we have been in the world of cheerleading for a very long time on all different levels. So let's get messy. We'll stay there for another show.
Never mind. Keep going.
So let's just go back and again, this is our personal opinions based off of what we've seen throughout the different seasons as well as this past competition season. So for varsity, our top 5 rankings are number 5, we have Jupiter. At number 4, we have
Get Loud for the Lord.
We have Lourdes out of Miami.
And Lady Lord.
We have Park Vista.
Vista.
Park Vista.
They did change that chair and we're going to keep it though.
Yep. For number 2, we have Western. And number 1, we have St. Brennan. All right. And that's for our varsity top 5 rankings. For our non-tumbling top 5 rankings, we have number 5, Miami Carol City. Put them C's up. Crisscross. Whoosh, whoosh. Yeah. For number 4, we have Wellington. For number 3, we have Miramar. Number 2, we have the Dillon High School, home of the Mighty Panthers. And number 1, we have West. We do fling that standards. And number 1, we have West Broward. So congratulations to all of the teams that made our top 5 rankings for week 1 in the competition season. Of course, these rankings may change next week. They may not change. But if you want to be included in our rankings, send us y'all videos. Again, your videos will stay with your chatter. We will not share them amongst the teams or coaches or cheerleaders. We love you too, Amber. Thank you so very much for chiming in and participating tonight. We really...
Amber said, let's get messy, and she started, baby. I like you, Amber. You my type of girl.
Amber, please make sure we make sure we see and meet each other, because baby, you are on us. We gonna
Matter of fact, go ahead and get on Chill Chatter and DM us.
Yeah.
So we can follow you on our regular pages, so we'll know exactly who you are. Because baby, you are my kind of girl, okay?
No, we don't. No, we don't have. We like a little sprinkle, a little mess. Just a little pettiness going on. It's a little bit, because y'all know who was omitted from that list. Just a little, you know who was omitted, because we don't do all that messiness. We don't do messiness
And get blocked.
Well, we do messy.
I'm sorry.
We do good. We do healthy messy.
It's a different messiness.
Yeah, we do healthy
mess.
mess.
We don't do messy mess.
Okay,
We
yeah.
don't do that.
We get messy. We don't do messy.
Yeah, we don't do that at all.
It's levels.
Try putting that on the shirt.
Ooh, we'll figure it out.
Y'all know how to play with some words.
We know.
So
We do cheer mess, not
personal
other
mess.
Yeah.
So congratulations again to all the teams that made the top 5 rankings for varsity and done tumbling this week. Again, I can't stress it enough. If you want to send us a video so that you can be included in our rankings, email us at cheerchatter23@gmail.com. We will definitely promise you that we would not share your videos or any information with any of the coaches, teams, or cheerleaders. It will stay with Cheer Chatter Incorporated. All right.
And if you would like some feedback for those of you that are kind of getting started, are not in the top rankings, and you're trying to wonder why you're not, and you would like honest feedback, not asking because you're mad, but ask because, okay, well, how do I get my team where you guys will put them in there? We'll give you feedback. This is not just for Region 4, guys. After this, we would love to incorporate other regions.
Yep.
We would like to make this a state thing, but they are local. I'm not local anymore. So we do want to incorporate other regions. We want this to be a state thing. We don't want to leave anybody out. So share. We promise we won't give it to nobody.
I promise. With that being said, thank you so very much for tuning in tonight. Oh, I forgot to even say thanks everyone that subscribed to us on YouTube, because guess what? Next week we going live. We going live on YouTube.
We would not be on Facebook next week.
We will be on Facebook.
Well, we would be on Facebook, but we would want you to go on YouTube so we can start getting our views and shares up on YouTube. So if you subscribe to YouTube, definitely make sure you go to YouTube.
Yes. So
Delicia, hello.
Oh, that's my little cousin.
Oh, hey, guys.
Yes, that's Big Mama. She got a little girl.
Yeah, you haven't
She's
met
a
Big
baby.
Mama.
Just a little girl. And I call her Big Mama. And that's Big Mama.
Oh, okay. Love you, D.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight, the Cheer Chatter podcast. Next week we will be coming again with another show, more topics, all things to cheer.
If you have any topics, please share. We would love to chit chat.
I didn't even see that.
I saw that. I laughed while you were talking. That Corey.
Yes, that's right, Corey. Them people know why they are not ranked.
But if they know and they really don't want to know, I mean, they want to act like they don't know, we'll still get them feedback, Corey. We'll get them the feedback.
Absolutely. So again,
good, honest feedback.
Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. It's been real. Good night.
See you next week.
I won't be on here. We'll be here, but not together.